Ramblin here. All right, so this weekend, most likely Monday, I believe, on MLK Day, then Biden is going to speak. He's going to talk about MLK and everything. But here's my problem with MLK this year, especially this year. I feel like that, like in the past, years ago, I'd have friends and things that would go and do the marches down in San Antonio, Texas, and it was awesome. Rain or shine, it didn't matter if it was pouring down rain, they're still marching. And it was awesome because it's their moment to stand up for equality and justice for those that fought for equality throughout the years. And to celebrate a great man, MLK. Now, this year, though, here's what I find. Because of the way that things have been portrayed over the last 2 years, year and a half, ever since George Floyd died and things like that, people have thrown the word around racist like it was going out of style. It's like if you didn't use the word racist, you weren't doing things right. You have to throw it out there. Everything that happens, if it's something you disagreed with or you didn't like, racist. And it doesn't matter if it's black, brown, yellow. It does not matter the color if it's not white. If you're a white person, it comes off as racist. Now, me being Mexican, if I said something because I'm half white, half Mexican, oh man, I'm racist. But if I say something about Mexicans, I'm okay. Because I'm half Mexican, right? Well, yeah, Jeremy, but you can't say these things because you're not full Mexican. I don't care. Here's the thing. I've done a lot of this stuff looking at Ancestry.com. Did you know that there's a lot of people that when you do all this stuff, there's people that have, now here, let me put it this way. You used to call black Americans, you call them African Americans. Well, you can't do that anymore because not everyone's from Africa. They could be from the Dominican. They could be all these different places. You have people in Puerto Rico that are super, super dark, and yet their skin color is black, but they're not African. And if you look at all the different places, people where you come from, we're like a melting pot here in the United States. So if you truly take and dig down deep as far as what someone's color is, if you're going off of just pigmentation, and I'm going to tell you this right now, I'm going to get all kinds of flack from people because they're going to say, oh, if you're white, whites are the only ones that can be racist. If you're a different color, you can't be racist. Bullcrap. And you can trust me on this. You can argue with me all day long, and you will never get me to agree that you can't have racism both ways. Because people judging someone on their skin color, they're prejudiced, okay, against that color. But if they're just judging them just straight, not liking someone because of the color of their skin, or or anything like that, that is racism. It doesn't matter if I'm white judging someone, if I'm Mexican judging someone, if I'm black judging, it doesn't matter. But here's the thing. As they're doing the marches and stuff, MLK, which I'm totally behind, I think it's great for equality. But I feel like a lot of the message that MLK brought years ago is being lost. Because he wasn't, yes, he said would do whatever needs to be done in order to bring every man, child, and woman, man, child, and woman, okay, to equality. There's no reason there should be any difference in any of us. Women should have the same rights as men. No matter what color you are, you should have the same rights. There's all these different things about voting rights right now, which I don't understand, because if you need the same things like a driver's license or an identification card in order to buy alcohol, then why is it that people are not complaining about that, but they complain about having to have an ID to vote? If you really want to make sure that the people that are allowed to vote or the people that they say they are, or keep them from voting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times, then you want that. If you really want democracy to stand a chance, you want that person to be able to vote, but you want them to do it fairly and once. So all these people that are going to be marching, you think they're going to be talking about Black Lives Matter, which MLK was true to the fact of he wanted equality. Well, equality doesn't just mean that equal for black people. It means equal for brown, yellow, and yes, whites. And so people will say, all lives matter, but you're missing the point. No, I'm not missing the point. I know what you're saying when your Black Lives Matter is like, well, we're being persecuted. Okay. Not just you have been persecuted. And you haven't been judged lately more than anyone else. If you look at the fact that around 9/11, when that happened in 2001, let me tell you, if you want to know what persecution feels like, ask any person of Arab descent, because they were judged whether they were guilty or not. From the time that someone sees them, they're always looked at with the side eye, because, keep your eye on them because they may be a terrorist. So a few people that were terrorists put this country on edge, and at that point, everyone looked at them like they were responsible for all that was happening, and that's not the case. Just like right now, if you do MLK, it's going to be about police brutality, which that was never about the point back in the day. MLK was not like, you know what, it's police brutality, that's the issue. No, he wanted equality. Police brutality is another thing that Black Lives Matter pushed on to this whole scene. And now what's happened is, just like the terrorists that did 9/11 caused all the people of Arab descent to be judged wrongly, that's the way it is police officers. You have a few bad apples, and what does that do? It's really just taken it, and everyone's like, I say everyone, a lot of people are turned against the police. Well, here's what I'll tell you. If you're going to judge it that way, you should judge that's like judging the whole race. It's like saying, just because a few kids from a neighborhood get in trouble and have killed some people, well, everybody from that neighborhood is bad. In that, if you do it that way, you got to take Chicago, New York, LA, San Francisco, all the people that are robbing, taking things down. If that's the case, everybody's going to judge California and San Francisco as they're crap. Because why? Because you have people walking in there and shoplifting thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and no one's doing anything about it. So are you going to judge those people? No, you're going to judge the police for not showing up after you told them you don't want them to show up. So, like I said, this whole MLK march and everything that'll happen on Monday, in the years past, I've been behind it 100%. This year, I'm still behind the original purpose of doing a march, and that is equality. Because I have a lot of brothers and sisters that I love that they're different color skin than me. But you know what? I can't get behind the fact that the original message, the most important message here, is going to be lost because people are going to be focused more on bullcrap. So if you do the march, remember what you're marching for. And remember who you're standing up for. And also remember who you're representing. Because you don't want to tarnish anything that MLK put into place years and years ago by standing up, even giving his life for a cause. And you go down as a person that is going to tarnish that by standing up for the wrong things. Look, I'm all for equality, but don't let the message get lost. Ramblin' Man, out.